There's that man again.
So we got a fragrance haul. I got 5 of them in. So let's talk about them. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Sophisticated Grizzly. I'm your resident sommelier, Mr. Dearest Teddy. And today we are going to talk about, you know what? I think the opening line or tagline might have been a little bit confusing. It's not my first fragrance haul. It's just the first one I'm recording, first one I'm talking about on camera, where I'm doing first reactions and things of that nature. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up because I've had one or two. I ain't got a lot of fragrance hauls. I don't do that stuff all the time. Most of the time, I find some of my stuff in the wild, or I'll see one or two that I might like online, and that pretty much is my limit. But for whatever reason, I decided to go crazy and probably, I don't know, not pay a bill this week so that I could go ahead and get these fragrances. I'm gonna smell good, but I just ain't gonna be able to see what I'm spraying. But anyway, let's get to the fragrances. So the first one that I want to talk about, I have been getting into the house of Merchant of Venice ever since I got the what is the name of that blue Venetian blue, and I've been looking at a few of their other offerings. So my next purchase is the one that I'm about to talk about, and in all honesty, this fragrance is it's immaculate. It's immaculate. It is truly, in my opinion, what you talk about when you get into perfumery and fragrance and all of that type of stuff. These are the types of things that you want to smell. Something that smells different from anything that you smell. Now, I can't go according to what other people have smelled, but according to what I've smelled, this is something completely just above and beyond what you could possibly ask for. And that would be Merchant of Venice, Damascus Desert. So, slightly powdery, just airy, wispy, masculine. Very masculine, but not uber masculine. I would say it could possibly be unisex if you don't mind a masculine dry down, because it's definitely going to have that. And I know I said that I didn't want to continue to do this, but sometimes you just got to spray them, man. And this, it's almost like a vapored musk. It's almost like a vapored, just airy and powdery. Just a lot of the powders coming from the orris butter. It has clary sage, bergamot at the top, lemon. I mean, this is just an amazing fragrance, an amazing, amazing fragrance. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to sit up here and guess the notes, because like I said, this is something that it's a fragrance haul. Just getting to it, just getting it in. And we want to make sure that we are accurate in our description and what we're talking about this fragrance. So as we go on and take a look, so here we go. Damascus Desert by Merchant of Venice is a woody aromatic fragrance for men. Damascus Desert was launched in 2020. Top notes are lemon, bergamot, and ginger. Middle notes are orris, clary sage, and geranium. Base notes are amber, cedar, musk, and vetiver. And this fragrance encompasses all of that. This fragrance is, to me, it reminds you of somebody that the fragrance doesn't overpower you, but it empowers you. It's one of those fragrances that comes off as I know it exactly. I know what I want, and I know exactly how to go get it. And I don't ask for permission, I ask for forgiveness. That's what this fragrance reminds me of. It is right up my alley, and in all honesty, this spring and summer, yeah, for me, this This is my style. This is my taste. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about an elegant, sophisticated grizzly style fragrance. This is the sophisticated grizzly style fragrance. When I say sophisticated grizzly style fragrance, this is what I mean. And in all honesty, you would be doing yourself a favor to get your nose on Merchant of Venice, Damascus Desert. So the next fragrance that I have coming up is one that I've actually had in my cart for a while. Didn't pull the trigger on it for a while, but this time around I said, you know what? I've heard great things about it. I've been curious about it for a while. It was described to me as something that is somewhat sweet, but not overly sweet, and has a good bit of sophistication and leather in it, and that would be Trussardi's Reflex. So this one here, I have been very, very curious about this fragrance for a long time. Heard other fragrance reviewers talk about it, and once again, I respect the guys in the fragrance community. I believe that they do this service, and we all do this service. We don't try to steer anybody wrong. We love fragrances. We love talking about them, and we are trying to give you the best options for your dollar and the best options to fit the best situations possible. So when I heard people talking about this, I haven't heard one bad thing about this fragrance. And in all honesty, from first smell, this right here, to me, once again, sophistication. Almost has a almost boozy. It has almost a booziness to it. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. I mean, it has a little bit of it has a little bit of a generic feel to it. It's youthful. It's somewhat playful, but it's not playful to the point to where you don't. If you wear it, you won't be taken serious. This is still definitely a man's fragrance. This is honestly, it wasn't what I expected. I really think in my mind, number one, because of the look of the bottle and the juice color, I really thought it was going to be someone like a Fougere, but it's not. That's not it at all. It has a great deal of sweetness, but like I said, it's not overly sweet. Some of the sweetness, of course, is probably coming from that tonka bean, but it also has green apple, pink grapefruit, and bergamot. It has lavender, so that lavender, I believe, adds to just that ruggedness that you get from the leather that's coming out of this. Like I said, it has a youthful quality to it, but it also has a maturity to it. This fragrance to me is awesome. It is right up my alley. It's a wintertime type of fragrance. I don't know the longevity. This is a fragrance haul, so just getting this stuff in. So I have no idea how long it lasts on skin. From what I've heard, you can get maybe 4 to 5, maybe even 6 hours out of it. That depends on you, your skin chemistry, how well you moisturize, whatever the hell it is that you do to take care of yourself. And what you should be doing anyway before you put on a fragrance is taking care of yourself with washing, the way that you wash and keep yourself groomed and clean. But the fragrance is an enhancement, and this is definitely a welcome addition to my fragrance collection that I have here. And yeah, you might want to get it in yours, and that would be Trussardi's Reflex. So I'm probably going to catch hell for this next one, but for the longest time, I did not like this fragrance. I did not like this fragrance DNA. I was not a fan, and I didn't understand the hype. And that was me. That's just me, how I felt. And I know a lot of people, when they see what I'm talking about, oh my God, it's a classic. Yeah, I get it. I just didn't like it. But I said, you know what? Since my nose has gotten a little bit, more refined, I'm going to go ahead and revisit this. But I didn't want to go with the one that I smelled initially. I figured, you know what? If I'm going to do this, let me go a step above. And the fragrance house that I'm talking about is Giorgio Armani's Acqua Di Gio. This is the EDP. I didn't like the EDT. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't like it. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was too young to understand. Maybe I was a little too, and my nose wasn't developed enough. But this one, man, when I tell you this one, this is, damn it, this is awesome. This is awesome. Like, this is so perfect when it comes to the type of style of fragrance that I like, the type of style of fragrance that I want to wear. Um, Short story shorter, I didn't like summertime fragrances at one point in my life. I didn't think that they worked well with my body chemistry. I was more of a wintertime fragrance guy. But then I started realizing that, I was wearing things in the wrong season. Some things weren't going to work here or there. It's just a big whole menagerie of whatever it is I needed to learn. But I also needed to learn that I was absolutely wrong, everybody. And maybe for the EDT is still not going to be the guy, but the EDP is, oh my God, this is a chef's kiss to me. This right here, I am so glad I got my hands on this. I've given it a few wearings already. I enjoyed each and every time. I also realized that it's kind of strong. So I got to spray that thing behind me. I can't spray and go forward. It has to be behind me because it'll burn my nose the hell out. I will go nose blind, and then I'll start developing nose fatigue. And it has a little bit of strength to it. It has some strength to it. It's aquatic. It's almost metallic, very mineralic. It's woodsy. This is perfect for me, man. This right here, look, and it has me curious in getting the rest of the house. And I might break down. I might break down and just give the EDT another shot. Maybe get a small bottle or something just to complete the collection. I like to complete things, so I'll probably do that to complete the collection. But this is going to be the one that gets the wears out of me. And I'm pretty sure that once I start smelling the other ones, then I'm going to start, well, now I'm going to be wearing this. But for right now, I'm a fan. I am definitely a fan of the house, Acqua Di Gio. Hey, man, you guys did a wonderful job. The longevity is pretty good. Sillage is great. It's not too many more things I could say that's glowing about this fragrance that hasn't already been said by other people. For me, it's the EDP, Acqua Di Gio. So the next fragrance that I got in my fragrance haul, it has been talked about quite a bit. A lot of people in the fragrance community seem to thoroughly enjoy it. But for me, with fragrances that have leather in it, I have to be very careful because sometimes they'll hit and they'll hit in an extremely amazing way on me, and then sometimes they'll miss so damn bad to where I regret the fact that I even shelled out any money. So I was a little skeptical. So I went on and got the one ounce, the 30 ml, and yes, this fragrance right here is definitely a BBW big bottle worthy, and that would be Ferragamo's Bright Leather. So a few of my YouTube brethren, oh man, yeah, I'm pausing on this. This is a pause. A few of my YouTube brethren have been talking about this. They've been talking about this fragrance till they're blue in the face, and I now completely understand why. Man. A leather for the summer. I don't think people really truly understand just how amazing that. A leather fragrance that is amazing for the spring and summer. Salvatore, Mr. Ferragamo, you outdid yourself this time. You outdid yourself on this one. I will be getting a big bottle of this. I mean, it has this brightness at the top. This brightness at the top when you first spray it with the bergamot and the mandarin and the grapefruit. So there's a lot of citruses at the top. But it's not overly citrusy because it's brought back into the fold with the white leather, the rosemary, and the basil, which gives it this leathery, earthy, somewhat herbal feel to it. The musk works beautifully with the leather. Then you have that earthy patchouli and that just manly and just strong base of cedar. This fragrance right here is so well done to the point to where, honestly, I'm probably going to run through this. And for the most part, you would think with a nice size fragrance selection, I would be able to just keep this and I would be fine with this. No, sir. No, sir. I'm going to be wearing this and I'm going to need a bigger bottle. I'm going to have to get, so my next fragrance haul, more than likely, yes, I'm going to double up. I'm going to double down on this one. I'm going to get the big bottle of this because this fragrance is awesome. I'm like I said, Fragrance Hall just got this stuff in. Don't know about the longevity. If you can find one of these just to test it out, it wasn't very expensive. I believe I may have paid maybe $15 for it or so. So it wasn't very expensive. It's a 1 ounce. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if it was fair. It could have been a little bit more, but that's just the price that I'm thinking of in my head at the moment because it is a 1 ounce. But when I tell you that this is, if that's what I paid for, it is worth so much more than what I paid. This is an awesome fragrance. And I would suggest that if you can find one of these, because I heard that these are also out at places like Burlington, you might be able to find them at your local Ross or even at, what's the other one called? Well, just check out Ross and Burlington for right now. I'll probably think of the other one in a second. But just fragrance stores like that, fragrance outlets like that. These fragrances right here, from what I understand, they're there now, so you might be able to find it for a good price. But in all honesty, this is worth a big bottle, and I will be getting my hands on Salvatore Ferragamo's Bright Leather. So the last fragrance on the list of this haul is a fragrance house that I've been wanting to get into for a while. And I'm glad I finally pulled the trigger on it. It's been at least about a year since I've had a few of them in my cart. And if what I'm getting out of the one that I did purchase is any indication of the rest of the house, yeah, just come take my damn money. That would be Guerlain L'Homme. So this fragrance here, this is such an amazing fragrance. And I can't say I slept on the house. I did not sleep on the house. I wanted to get into the house. It's just so many other things that were ahead of it on the list. And I'm just whittling, starting to whittle down the list a little bit. But of course, every time I buy one thing off, I add 6 more things on. So I'll probably never get through that list. But what I'll say about this, the House of Guerlain, especially with this fragrance, it has such a sneaky sexiness to it. It is sneakily sexy. This fragrance right here, to me, is not the loudest projector. From getting a spritz on the skin, just having a spritz on the skin, I can tell it's not going to be the loudest projector. But what I can tell about it is the sillage is going to be pretty good. I'm not sure about longevity. I don't know any of that. Like I said, this is a fragrance haul, so I have no idea how long it's going to last on my skin. But what I do know is from first spray, first sniff in the air and on my skin, once again, sophisticated, right up my alley. This is definitely my speed. I mean, it has this bright opening coming from the lime and peppermint, but then it has this booziness from the rum that's also in there. But then you get hit with these florals, these out of the blue, just these floral notes. But then it's grounded by vetiver, cedar, and patchouli. This fragrance here, to me, is, you can tell that they took their time with, especially just judging by this one fragrance, you can tell that these people took their time with this line. And I am excited that I'm going to be diving a little bit deeper into the line. So I'll be getting another one very soon. So I'll be talking about that as well. But as far as I'm concerned, I probably got the best representation for me, just for me, to open myself up to the House of Guerlain, and that would be Guerlain L'Homme. Well, everybody, that is my time. And I want to thank you once again for joining me over here on the Teddy Files. I know that you have so many other places that you could possibly be, and you have decided to come share some time with me, and I truly appreciate it. And I know I've been gone for a while, but another business that I have is baking. And for whatever reason, whenever the summer comes out, people want me to turn on my oven. I can't turn them down, They want me to show them the love. I'm going to show them the love. But I also have a love for these fragrances, so I'm getting ramped up, getting back into talking to you guys, because I love talking to you guys about fragrances. I love talking about fragrances. As you can see, I love fragrances. I love to smell good, and I like to be able to offer a service to my brothers and sisters out there that like to smell good themselves. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the content, because it's helping the channel to grow. And once again, grow we are doing, everyone. We are definitely growing. We are almost very close to that 1,000 subscriber threshold. And once we get there, like I said, as soon as we get there, I will be doing a live where I will be giving these two away. Yes, this is the Tommy and Tommy Girl. This is the Vibrant Summer ones, the new ones that just came out that everybody's getting their hands on. Well, I got my hands on two, and one lucky winner will be getting their hands on both of these fragrances. So remember to hit that bell icon so that you can be notified every single time I upload a video, because you know who I am. I am Mr. Diaz Teddy, your fragrance sommelier. And over here we don't do stink. So please don't be a stink ass. Have a good one.